morning or good afternoon. This is John, the Vintage Fisher. Starting down a new path here on collection. This is about as iconic as it gets. Cardinal 3. It's in great working condition. I have two of these. Probably only do a video right now on one. I'm going to fish with one. I'm going to put one on the shelf for a collection. Made in Sweden. This one is serial number 760900. I think these were made in mid 70s. And they are really popular amongst people who like to modify reels, and that'd be me. So I'm going to get one put together. I'm going to fish with it, and then I'm going to probably do a full hedgehog modification with it. If you don't know who Hedgehog is, I'll try to leave a link when I do the video. I'll leave a link. But they have spools, they have handles, knobs, new bail arms, springs, this knob here, screw sets, pretty much you name it, they have it. And I'm going to take one of these and make it a custom rig. It won't be anytime soon though. It's expensive. I'm not in any shape financially to spend that kind of money right now, but it'll happen. I have to sell a few of my other reels that I'm not using right now. Some that aren't really in the collection, just reels that I bought fixed up to use and not really using them, So we'll take that cover off first, and then to get the axle shaft out, there's a E-clip in there. We'll pop that out. Don't lose it. These can sometimes be a pain. That one went easy. There's your E-clip. Mechanically, this reel's in very, very good shape. You notice the shaft has splines on it. They drive the drag. The drag is all on the rear of this reel. It's right here. This was innovative. Very innovative. We're going to take this large nut off, and I think they're all 9/16, if I'm not mistaken. I have a 4. You'll see a video on a 4, and I'd had problems with it. I already own a 6. That video was out a long time ago. I've got 2 of these 3s, and I got another 4, and then I got a 7. In fact, the 7 is right here, the Big Daddy. There'll be a video coming out on that. It's pretty cool. I always say, if you're going to dive in with both feet. Don't just tiptoe. We'll take that clip off right there on the crosswind lever. And when you pull that crosswind lever off, look for shims, because they usually have a shim or two underneath of them. These reels cannot be converted to left or right hand. They're only left hand retrieve. That shim needs to come off. which is perfectly fine for me because that's all I ever use is my left hand for retrieve. Doesn't matter if it's bait caster or now, you know, surf gear is different. There's a felt washer up under here. I suggest taking that out carefully. You can still get them. In fact, it's only like $1 for that part. It seems like a lot to me for a felt washer. If I can reuse it, I will. So my 4 that I have a video, I got my 4 a while back, and when I was rebuilding it, I decided I was going to use it. So I decided to spool up the reel, and the spool flew apart. 2 halves of this one looks like it's fine. That was a real result of somebody having mono on too tight, too long, and the mono constricted, and cracked the spool. So these things happen, but you know, of course, we'd rather them not. I had to order an aluminum spool for that reel, and it's on the way, but it's coming from, I don't know where, somewhere overseas. Got it off eBay. In your main gear, there is 1 shim on the gear. We'll leave that on there. It'll clean up fine with it, just like it is. It's protected like that. Now, turn your anti-reverse off. That means you throw the lever to the forward position. Loosen your drag all the way up. There's a little angle piece in here. Just slides right out. And then your instinct is to remove this piece here, but you don't really remove this piece here. You take the whole assembly out. And it can sometimes be a bit of a challenge. It's got to come up out of here like this. See if I can get it out of there. Don't damage it. That one piece is plastic. It's your clicker. Then this angle piece comes out. Remember how it goes. The wide fork goes towards the drag. We'll go ahead and, this I believe is left-hand thread. I've been down this road a couple of times. Yes. There we go. That's really dirty. The problem with this piece is if you put it in ultrasonic, well, actually, I don't care how you wash it. The letters come off, or the writing comes off of it. It's a real bummer. They don't make that original piece anymore, I don't think. You can get the aluminum, anodized aluminum or whatever, but pay attention to how that spring's in there. See how it is? So we'll take it out. This is your anti-reverse pawl. The reel's in immaculate shape, just needs good cleaning. You can get that piece still. That'll be the anti-reverse pawl, spring. Don't know about the screw. These snap rings will fight you. I think I used these the last time, but they don't like to come out. See how they want to pop? But the time you get them, be careful, because if they fly off at the wrong time, you're going to be searching for them. Because once it hits the ground, it rolls. Yeah, not fun. Ask me how I know. There's an O-ring on here. If it's not broken, leave it alone. And this bearing's in great shape, so we're going to clean it up. It's just a little gummy. Typical for a reel that's 50 years old or close to it. We'll put some nice thin oil into it. Just soften all that old lube up. And we'll take this little handle, this little slider off of there, and there's a snap ring down in there. Get a hold of that and pop it out without losing it. And then that can just come out. Okay, so there's your complete housing ready to be cleaned up. It's good to go. It's in beautiful shape. Drag. Pay attention. This piece, it's a full triangle, whatever you want to call it, and it's got a bend to it, and that's your first piece in. On the bigger models, they have these, but they only have a point on one side. But that was your second piece, so it goes metal to metal. Then you have your first drag washer, which really needs to be replaced. And then another metal washer. And then another drag washer. Then a metal washer. And then this plastic piece. Those washers are going to have to get replaced, but no, I'm not going to do it today with this rebuild. That's the whole set. This one's bent. Very last one's bent. This one's flat. That one's flat. Okay. You got a special tool. I don't know what it's called, folks. Sorry to say I don't know what it's called, but you can get them, and most hardwares have its little fork-looking screwdriver. Carefully put that in there. That one's already good and loose. The last one I did had a hell of a time getting it out. There's several reels made, and all of them I think they're all French that have that style. Your roller. I believe there's a liner in that roller. There is. It comes out one side. The easiest way I found to get that is with a Q-tip. Just push Q-tip up in there. Sometimes they don't slide out. Okay, let's go to plan B. I've got a little piece of metal here I can push on it with. Yeah, there it goes. It's the exact size of that liner, so it won't damage the liner. Okay, it's just a metal rod. It's actually a tapered pin out of some kind of machinery. I don't know what. On this side, you have a bell spring. You have a bell spring on both sides. It's fun, right? I believe the twist is opposite on them. So what we're going to do, you can't really get the screws mixed up. They're totally different. I'm going to take this spring out, and we're going to fasten it. Hold on just a second. We'll clip off a piece of this pipe cleaner here. I buy these things at the local craft store, like Michael's or someplace like that. Hobby Lobby. They all have it. Attach that spring to this side of the bail spring, bail wire. Just give that a twist. Put that right there. Because then you're going to have one over here. Now you can, I'm going to probably go ahead and take this piece out so I can clean it good. But you can go ahead and flip this and let the bail go to its resting state right there. And take that screw out. That one's going to be stuck. There it goes. Handy tool for these, most of these bail screws. That's a 5/16 Craftsman. Handy tool. Use it all the time. And that bail spring, you don't need to attach it because there's only one more, so you can't get those mixed up. There's a spring in here. We're going to loosen that. We're going to take that spring loose without distorting it. Just get a hold of it right here. Pop that off. Pull the spring out. Then, take your screwdriver. Take this one screw loose. There may be a washer on there, but I don't think there is. Nothing fell out. Just take that out and look at the gunk. That's why I wanted to pull it out of there, so clean that up. And that is the reel. That's the complete reel. It's in really remarkable shape. Now these numbers, they're going to come off. Unfortunately. I'm going to try scrubbing it by hand, but even using WD-40, which is very low impact, the numbers are going to come off. Not a dang thing I can do about it. There is a wire inside this cover. Don't bend it. It goes against this and clicks when your line's going out. You know, the fish is pulling drag, you know it's pulling drag. Zebco 3 Cardinal. The 33 was a predecessor to the 3. So this is not super old. But like I said, they had a 3, the 4. Well, they had the 33, the 3, then the 4. There was no 5. You had the 6 and the 7. Now, I've already got a 6. I have a video up of the 6. I have had it for probably a half a year or more. This is my first of my 3s that I'm doing. I've got 2 of them. One of them's going to get made into a everyday fisher. Put it on a rod and fish with it. The other one's going to go on the shelf. These are fantastic reels. People pick on Zebco. Yeah, I realize these are made by Ambassador or Abu Garcia, but they really made the right choice going with getting them to design and put together their first high quality spinning reels. And Man, these things are they're just something else. But anyway, I digress. I'm going to clean this up. I'll be back to show you how it all goes back together. We're going to put it back together stock. I'm going to fish with it, stock, and then I'm going to upgrade it. So there's going to be 2 videos on one or the other of these 3s that I have. The other 3 still in transit being shipped to me, so I haven't gotten it yet. All right, I'll be back. It's John, I'm back. Got this thing cleaned up. Gonna put it back together. One thing I forgot to mention. This piece here does unthread from that. I did not take that apart on camera. We'll put it back together. That's where I'm gonna start at. It's right there. It's a left-hand thread. Just put you a little bit of grease on it. Thread it all the way down till it stops. All right. We'll start out over here on the rotor. Well, let's set this aside just for a second. If you remember on the rotor, this guy here sets in just like this. Before I put that in there, I'm going to put some grease on those threads. And this goes up into there, and then it sits on there. Such a simple reel. They don't get any better than this, folks. And you just tighten your screw down. And you got a spring to go back in there. Got that coated pretty good with some WD-40. Take these needle tweezers. And one end goes on that peg. And the other end loops on there's a little notch cut into that lever. And that's done. Pack as much grease down in there where that bell spring goes as you can get in there. And it takes the bell spring. It's not wrapped up on to the bell. And let's see if I can remember how this goes. It goes like this, I believe. I always have to think about this thing. There's a hole there. You can't mistake where the spring goes on this thing, but it's got a certain way it has to rest, like that. Okay. See how I think this is right. Let's try it and see. It takes a smaller screw. These screws are going to get replaced on the one that I modify. The one I keep stock will be left alone. Tighten that down. Then you can flip this back, and that's where your bell is set. It should fire, and I fired it too far, so there you go. All right, now this side, similar situation. We'll undo this little piece of pipe cleaner here. And same thing over here. Pack some grease down in that. Your spring only go one way. The little L piece goes into that little hole right there. This you can just pretty much put on relaxed like this. The hole goes in there and you lie it up on that peg, the boss, whatever you want to call it. A little bit of grease, and put your big bell screw on there. Can't get them mixed up. I like that. All right. This liner goes into the roller. There's a recess on the roller. The liner has a hat on it. That hat goes into that recess. The liner, or the roller, goes on with that hat on the recess towards the bell arm. Like this. We'll go put some oil on that. Keep the oil light on this. Nothing real heavy. And you'll bring this around. This little standoff goes on there. Put it up into the arm. Bell wire is in great shape. It's not bent or anything. Just a little dab of grease. And put this crazy nut on there. And then I've got this special tool. Don't over tighten this. Just get it down snug. We're talking 2 fingers and it, not real tight at all. Like that. We'll wipe all this down. Again, of course, after I get it together. It does have some dirt up in there still. I missed that. That's crazy. Don't know how I missed that. But the rest of it looks nice and clean. Well lubricated. We'll put a drop of oil on there. And that's pretty much it. Nice and slick. We'll put that to the side. And we're going to build this. First thing back into the housing is this little lever. Give that some grease right down in there. Put that lever in. Probably wouldn't hurt to put a little bit of grease on this side of that. Like that. That had a E-clip on it. So take your E-clip, put down in there, take your needle tweezers, needle pliers, tweezer pliers, whatever they are. Carefully snap that back on there. Okay, that should work back and forth. Probably wouldn't hurt to turn that E-clip a little bit. If you can. Yeah, it may not want to turn. There it goes. That's smoother. Little grease with that bell arm ride, or anti-reverse lever rides. Goes in like that. Your spring will go in like this. You're going to have to set that spring. I would start the screw first. Make sure it's not cross-threaded. It's trying to cross-thread. There we go. Okay. The spring, you're going to have to hold that lever over, and the spring goes in behind or underneath the lever. It's not going to want to stay there. I'm going to tighten it down a little bit further. Put that spring underneath there. And then this spring here goes on the front side of that. There, just like that. And there's something not lined up because it's not wanting to tighten down. There we go. Yeah, it's the lever. The lever is not settled into place. There it goes. That screw should tighten all the way down, and that lever should move freely. If you push the selector forward, it'll go down out of the way. Let's put some grease in right there. Can't hurt a thing. And just a little bit of oil right there where the spring pivots and the lever pivots. Okay. All right. Let's do the drag next. All right. This has to go in from the top, or from the inside, I guess I should say. Put it in, let it slide down. And see how it cleaned it? It took all the writing off of it. There's nothing I can do about that. You put that on there and put your screw on that. Is that left hand? Yeah, it is, I think. I should know this by now. Yep, it's left hand. I'd already be fishing with my 4 if the spool hadn't broke when I was trying to spool it up with line. I decided I was going to just upgrade it. Okay, so that's got to be lined up with this. Won't hurt to put some grease in there. And when you get ready to put this together, you have to hold that out of the way. It's a pain. Go put some grease in there. Here comes the fun stuff. This is the hardest part of this reel. You got this little clicker wheel here. It gets that. And you get a leather washer. Put some cowls on it. They'll last forever and be a lot smoother. That goes on. Then this keyed washer. Then your last leather washer. Make sure it gets treated good. This one's thinner than the other one, so pay attention to that. It may matter, you know. Put it on there. My hands are getting loaded up here with grease. I got to get that off there. Then you got this. And then your spring. I guess you could put it either way you really feel like you want to. All those little points need to line up. And then this whole thing, with those points down towards the handle side of the housing, this whole thing has to find its way up in there. It's a pain in the you know what. Get it like that and just push it in. And then to hold it in place, let's go ahead and tighten the drag down on it. Oh, I missed the mark there, folks. I got to rotate it. about 90 degrees. I haven't had breakfast yet this morning. I woke up at 3 o'clock and I was like, I'm going to go down here. I'm going to work on my reel. I've been interested in doing this. Got all excited and said, you know what? I'm going to go down there and I'm going to do it. So this has to come back this way to come out. It's tricky. They just did give you enough room. Just did. So I've got to get this thing rotated, unfortunately. We'll come out with it. It's tricky. What I did was those points got to go down like this. And it's harder to get it in like that, to be honest with you. You got to work it a little bit harder. Everything's got to stay in line. That one's trying to fall out of line. And it's just it's the worst thing about this reel, really. It's the hardest thing about this reel. There we go. Now you can tighten the drag down. That's still loose. All right, I forgot one thing. Loosen the drag back up and put this little plate in there. It slides in just like that. And then you can tighten it up. Okay. Next up is the gear. Let me get a Q-tip. Make sure I got the inside of that tube cleaned up good. Oh yeah, look at that. Yep. All right. We're going to use the Zebco grease on this one. Don't put anything on where the anti-reverse is. I like that click. I mean, you can. It ain't going to stop the anti-reverse from working, but I like to hear that click. We'll put the bearing on it. Push the whole thing up in there. And just tuck that bearing in good. And then your snap ring. Make sure it's seated all the way. And let's turn the anti-reverse on. Nice. Very nice. Main gear. That goes to the cross wind. That goes to the back of the shaft. Just want to make sure I got everything in place. Main gear, we'll grease it up. It's got the shim on it. Leave that on there. You don't need to take that off. Just clean behind it good. Give that main gear, that shaft, just a drop of oil. Push that in there. Give it a drop of oil from this side. And take your handle, thread it in. Oh, I got something. Put your felt washer back in there. Kind of tuck it back in that little, there's a groove it sits in. Make sure it gets in that groove. If it doesn't, it's going to distort when you put it back together. And like I said, you can buy those brand new. Yeah. But just put this in, it doesn't have to be super tight. Just put it in there. It's going to fight with me. There we go. It threads in there a good ways. All right, don't have to tighten it up yet because we're still working on it here. We're going to get some more grease right up in here. You take your cross wind arm. Make sure this block moves freely. It's real important. Put this shim on there. And then put the cross wind lever on. And then we're going to put a snap ring on it. That's not the right snap ring. This one is. They're both the same, I think. But I do keep them separate just in case. This is one will fly on you. So be careful. There you go. Let's put the rotor on. Line the flats on the rotor up so that keeper goes in just like that. And then we're going to put the rotor nut on. Snug it down. Just like that. It should spin freely. And take your shaft, put in here, and oil it. It'll go in, it'll spline into the drag, and then it goes all the way through, and it gets this clip, this E-clip. This is another one that will go flying on you if you don't get it right. I've popped a few of them out. There you go. Let's tighten the handle down and give it a spin. It's a thing of beauty, isn't it? Yeah, I love them. Just oil it all up. It's all got pretty good grease on it. The anti-reverse slips forward to cut off. Back to cut on. This tightens your drag, loosens your drag. Take that grease and smear it back around again. Don't need to add any more. It's got plenty of grease to it. We'll take the cover. Can't go but one way. Let's wipe it all down. You get a clean rag here. These reels are fantastic. I put them right there with a pin, 7/16, with Shakespeare Royal Maroon 2052, Damn Quick 110, or Micro Light, either one. They're pretty similar. Daiwa 1000C. I've got one sitting right here, but it's broke. There's a 1000. This reel is broke. Can't be used. I forget what was wrong with it. But it does have a problem. I can't remember what it is. I was keeping it for parts, I believe. But those are fantastic reels too. But I'm telling you, these things here, they're a collector's item for a reason. I'm going to go over what you can upgrade on them that I know of. And some of y'all might know of other things. You can upgrade the spool. They have aluminum shallow spools for them now. Or you can get the shallow resin spool. You can get the short throw arm where it throws to just about right there. Just enough to let the line come off. You can upgrade the screw set to stainless steel. You can upgrade the drag knob, and it has the numbers in it. You can upgrade the handle and the knob. Trying to think of what else. You can upgrade the roller, the bearing. You can put bearings in the roller. And I think that's it. But anyway, there it is. Listen to that thing. God, it just purrs like a little kitten, don't it? Just purrs like a little kitten. Why would you want to upgrade it? I'm going to do it to play, but there's really no need. The reel is fishable. If you put it back, you know, with a good set of drag washers and bearings good and everything's lubricated well and tight, the reel is compatible to any modern reel, in my opinion. It's just as smooth. Well, this is John, Vintage Fisherman. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and there'll be videos of me taking this to the lake on my little private pond and fishing with it. And you'll really enjoy those videos. I catch a lot of small. We don't have any big bass in there. If you catch a 1 pound bass or even a pound and a half's a monster out of that lake, you'll catch some big cats. It's a 5 acre lake. It's maybe 16, 20 foot deepest, so it's not a super deep lake, but it is a mountain lake. It's fairly high elevation. It's spring fed, so it stays cool through the summer, and fish stay fairly active. Of course, we have trout in there in the wintertime. We stock it. I say it's my pond. It's mine and 300 other people's pond. It's a private club, and there's a shooting range, and that's where I do most of my fishing, because right now I can't go wading up creeks with my current current physical. I'm mentally disabled. Sorry. But if y'all hadn't figured that out yet, but no, my physical limitations keep me from going up creeks right now and doing the kind of fishing I like to do. I'd hate to fall with a catheter in. I can't really wear shorts to wade in. I don't want to wear waders. And I don't want to get my pants soaking wet and then get in my car. That stuff be dripping everywhere. So, so for now, you know, I'm just doing what I can do, and that's fish the pond. So we call it a lake, and it's a beautiful place. You'll see my videos. You might have seen my videos with my special lady and I out there fishing, sometimes just me fishing, and we have a good time. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and take a kid fishing, man. That's how I got started. You could be the one to start it for somebody else. Y'all be good.